What's up, everybody? Grand Rising. How you doing this morning? I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. So I wanted to come on here today and talk about desire. So I've been in my studies prepping for my upcoming free chakra challenge, and the concept of desire came up when I began to study the heart, the heart chakra, its energy, and everything that comes with that. And it makes sense. Like the heart is associated with desire, and so in my studies, I came across basically the idea that desire is really, I guess you can say, like, for lack of a better word, the root of evil, because it can be very toxic when it's not in balance, when it's not, when it's not in balance. What the word? Hey, Lux Beauty Bar, thanks for joining. So I came to the conclusion, based upon studying this concept, that if you can overcome your desire and just accept the fact that you deserve what is in your heart for you to have and experience in this lifetime, then you have overcome a major hurdle that will allow you to be able to move through this realm in dominion and in power. And I think that's something that I'm really have decided that I wanted to focus on moving forward, like from this day forward. And so the reason that I came to this concept, this conclusion, is simple. When I think about all the things that I desire, and I think about why I desire those things, most of the time it's attached to lack. You cannot desire what you already have. And in most cases, if you know you deserve it, that's not something that you desire either. It's not something you seek after. It's not something that you chase. It is something that you know is meant for you to have, meant for you to experience, and you're not concerned with what it takes to attract it to your life. You're not concerned with what it having to go out and chase it and hustle to go get it. Many of us desire a life of luxury. We desire a life of leisure. We desire to connect with a soulmate. We desire to do many things and to have many things. And a lot of them are rooted in the fact that we don't have luxury. We have yet to experience what it means to connect with a soulmate. We may not have experienced the types of support and community and things of that nature that are important to us. Desire, a lot of times, is rooted in lack. Is rooted in feeling a void. And when you get to a place to where you realize that you don't need to chase after those things, you don't have to work for those things, that you are entitled to those things as a good person, and you begin to live your life in a way where you're not trying to force that energy to come to you, or you're not trying to force yourself or like manufacture those kinds of experiences, then you become light. You become light as a feather, and you're able to just flow through life in peace, without a sense of lack attached to it. So I'm posing this this question to everybody on my timeline this morning. What is it that you desire? And what is that desire rooted in? Is it a healthy desire? Does it come from a sense of lack? What are you willing to do to obtain what it is that you desire? Are you willing to sacrifice your integrity? Are you willing to desecrate your temple for what it is that you desire? Now, I'm not saying that we should go through life and not want things. But there is a distinct difference between having a voracious appetite for the things you've never experienced, that is so like pervasive in your life that you are sacrificing the most valuable aspects of yourself, your relationships, and just your life, your quality of life in general, to have them. The pursuit of things that you desire is attached to an earthly it's like an earthly nature. And our earth it's not as pure as it once was. Our earth is full of, a lot of man-made things that are not healthy to us. Man-made social norms that go against our intuition, that go against our divine design. Man-made food and chemicals that poison the earth. Man-made laws that imprison people unjustly for the purpose of money, right? So as human beings, we have thrown off the equilibrium of our earth in such a way that being in this world can be very toxic. And so detaching from the desires that you have of this world, I think it's something that we all should strive to do on some level. So what can you do to overcome desire? What can you do to detach from the desires of the world and connect more with your higher self, become more one with the divine? You can fast. Fasting is one way that we're able to disconnect with worldly desires in a way where we can we build up our perseverance. We're building up our ability to delay gratification. Many of us, and that's another thing, I think desire is directly connected to the concept of delaying gratification. If you can learn how to delay gratification long enough to get to a specific goal, then you're mastering your desires. A lot of us who are tying up, pulling ourselves up by our own bootstraps, we come from, desperate situations. We come from a sense of lack. We come from communities that were strategically isolated, that are strategically left out of the budgets, are strategically, taxed higher, strategically policed higher. So it's just a lack of everything in these communities. So that's why we want, as soon as we get a few dollars, we want to go and buy the flashy cars. We want to go and buy the flashy jewelry. We don't want to invest in educating ourselves and raising our consciousness to a level where when we do get a nice chunk of money, we know how to strategically invest it so that it can grow instead of just, throwing it away on things that depreciate in value. When you master your desires, when you transcend your desires, then you detach from earthly desires, then you get to a space to where you can attract whatever it is you want with ease. All you got to do is think it and it comes straight to your doorstep. So master or transcending earthly desires is not about becoming like this this monk, because you know, for some people that's very extreme. It's not about becoming a monk who doesn't get to experience the finer things in life, but it's understanding and overstanding that leisure and the finer things in life is not what makes you. If you didn't have all those things, you would still be a goddess. If you didn't have all of those things, you would still be valuable and worthy. If you didn't have all of those things, the only reason we desire these things is because we grew up in a society that made that the standard of living. So what is it that your heart desires? What is it that your soul desires beyond materialistic things, beyond what is socially acceptable, beyond anything of the man-made concepts and human social constructs? What is it that your soul desires? Not what society has taught you should want, but what your soul tells you deserve. I think that's where the difference lies. So that's all I had to share with y'all today. But I don't know about you, but as for me and mine, I will be working to transcend all kinds of desires that I've held on to, because I'm realizing that many of the desires that I developed over the years as a coping mechanism to survive what I was going through. The desires that I have in my heart come from situations where I was not in control, where I was in deep pain, where I was in depression, where I was constantly up and down, in anxiety, fight and flight mode, just wanting relief. And the only thing that I can do to get through those moments was to think about what I truly wanted to experience because of what I felt like I was lacking. And dream about those things and fantasize about those things. And make a promise to myself that once I am in control of my life, once I am in a space where I no longer have to submit to abuse, then I would make those experiences happen for myself. And once I made that agreement with myself, then that's exactly what I began to do the moment that I felt free. The moment that I was in control of my life and I didn't have to worry about my caretakers trying to guide me this way or control me in that way or impose some type of beliefs on me that it just didn't work. It didn't fit for me. And that's what became my life. That's what became the pursuit of happiness for me. And in doing so, I developed illusions and delusions about what it feels like to truly be loved, what it looks like to have healthy relationships, because I'm getting all of my information from society. And society has created all of these standards for the purpose of perpetuating a specific type of lifestyle, for the purpose of keeping us distracted. Because if we got rid of the distractions and focused on what truly mattered, then our desires would not be in control in that way. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. But I say all that to say this. I went through a lot of things growing up as a child, as an adolescent, as a young adult. And I made a lot of promises to myself that one day that I would create my own heaven in one way or another. And on that journey, I created, through those promises, I created an unhealthy sense of desire for worldly things that I equated with my true happiness, that I equated with soul fulfillment. And it's now time to unlearn that. As I transcend to a new level of goddesshood, I'm understanding that whatever it is that is meant for me in this lifetime, I'm going to have it. Because what is meant for me will not pass me by. The only way that I could end up in a situation where I'm not receiving what I am entitled to, where I am not receiving my inheritance, where I'm not getting to experience nirvana or heaven, however you want to call it, is because I'm allowing man-made beliefs and agreements that I've developed through my conditioning to limit me. So I don't have to desire to have a family, to have a husband, to have a successful business, to have all of these things, because I deserve it already. It's already written in the stars for me to have that. My ancestors already prayed those intentions for me over my life. So it's already done. I just have to accept it and receive it. And I have to master living a life that reflects that I understand this. So I encourage you to do the same thing. What is it that your soul desires? What is your inheritance? What do you know that your ancestors worked for, died for, prayed for you to experience in this lifetime? Sit with yourself. Silence the chaos. Go within. Ask that question and connect with your ancestors in the universe to get those answers. Then think about how to adjust the environment around you, how to adjust your behavior and the way you speak to be in alignment with that. And watch how your world shifts. Simply understanding how desire works has given me so much more peace. It's given me so much peace in these past few days, that things that would normally give me anxiety, things that would normally cause me to go into anxious behavior, go into survival mode, feel insecure, be afraid, all these different things, it don't matter. It doesn't matter, because I know what I deserve. I know what God has for me. I know what my ancestors intended for me to experience in this lifetime. And that's what I'm rolling with. I'm connected and protected. How about you? All right, y'all. I am Zaya Samaya Kim Heru Kemet. And I help overgivers who struggle to speak their truth and be themselves, craft and implement the ultimate blueprint to total life transformation through alchemy, well, cognitive behavioral alchemy, herbalism, and chemetic science. If you would like an opportunity to get a free reading from me, or to get some free coaching from me, you can go to www.risewithzaya.coach and sign up for my free 5-day chakra challenge, where we will be diving deep into the chemetic origins of yoga and the tree of life, and how to use those concepts to transform your life into what you deserve and desire to have. All right, y'all. I'm almost up here to this 9 to 5. So as I always say, I love you to life, and I look forward to taking this journey with you. Peace.